I'm feeling very excited when I listen to that music. I really felt I was really raised up, really. I kind of, all my troubles and struggles completely disappeared listening to that song. Thank you very much. That was beautiful. Oh, you know, and our sister, after you actually brought again to us this event that took place, do you know that actually my wife was sharing with me one time, she said that she felt True Father was very pained about those students that were expelled from EY University. True Father was very pained about it. It's one of the most difficult aspects for him to really digest, among the different persecutions, because when that persecution happened and those students were expelled, those students were really the core of the foundation of our movement at that time, because they were theological students. They were those who came to actually rescue the content that the Messiah brought. The content that was so difficult to understand. The other day, I was actually met with Madam Park, Hyojeong Park. Hyojeong Park happened to be actually my professor's mother. And I remember this professor was saying one time in one of our lectures, he said, when he thinks about the first generation, he said, I think they are perfect. I said, no, we're not. Because when he thinks about how early time they were persecuted and they still were determined to continue in the mission, they really have some extent of perfection to that extent, Not like they are perfect in terms of perfection as you know of, but they have to be able to follow True Father in that very difficult circumstances was something to really be grateful for, something to really be kind of thankful for. So let's put our hands together for those people really who did so much. Oh my God. And thank you, sister. Please, we're going to be praying for you this week. Please don't forget, remember them in your prayers so that they can succeed in this mission. They can be redeemed. They can receive back their certificates. They can come back and maybe go back to class and get the rest of the courses they haven't attended, if that's what it takes. Because those people are very agile, they're very alive, they're very bright, clear. I met Madam Park one time when I was admitted in the Chomchim Pyongyang. I didn't know who she was, but she just came to me and started speaking to me in English. I was like, wow, this elderly woman. And she was talking about our mission at the early times, and I was like, who is she? Then I found out later on, she is the mother of one of the professors. She's the mother of a second generation who is also a great leader in our movement, right? So please, we're going to support you in prayers. It will be done. Aju, he's already done. Oh, thank you. Yeah, really, I felt we're really raised up. Yeah. And I also do not know that any challenge you're going to go through, you'll be able to receive a lot of support from heaven. Really, heaven will support you. True parents will support you. The absolute good ancestors will support you. The absolute good angels will support you. Great. So today, let us look at Hyojeong. This topic, this topic actually is something that you've probably heard before, right? You've heard this before. You've heard about Hyojeong, isn't it? And I'm not sure, from my understanding, I'm still yet to understand Hyojeong deeply. I don't know how much I understood about Hyojeong yet, but I'm still doing my best to really understand. So I hope we can study together today. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. You can hear me clearly, right? Let us try to look at this. Let's think together about Hyojeong. Especially when we look at the events nowadays, we also connect to what our true parents are doing. And most especially our true mother, really offering so much devotion. And we feel like it is important for us to know this very well. We need to understand what this Hyojeong means. That looks like it. Is that correct? Oh, okay, it's correct. Thank you. So what is the basis of this Hyojeong we've been talking about until now? Actually, our true father mentioned in many of his speeches about this thought. He said, one of his speeches said, I invite you to enter into a transcendent state and prayerfully ask God, what is the center of the universe? The answer you hear will undoubtedly be the parent-child relationship. Nothing is more important or more treasured than the relationship between parent and child. This is because it defines the fundamental relationship between the Creator, God, and human beings. In other words, True Father said when he went to a very special realization, when he asked God many times in his prayers, this is what came as an answer to him. The most essential part in everything, in all of what we have been doing, in his life, in his content, in every revelation that he received, all the content of the words that God revealed to him, he said this is the most, this is the key. This is the core of everything. Parent-child relationship. Having heard that from True Father, also our True Mother did also, on the basis of True Father's thoughts, our True Mother innovated this terminology, Hyojeong. So until now, we began to hear more from our True Mother, Hyojeong. And even to the point that everything right now is Hyojeong, right? Yeah. All of our institutions now have Hyojeong before them, right? So that means this is the key, it's the core. Hyojeong is the core, right? Parent-child relationship. So True Mother took it to a higher step, and now wanting us to know, to understand, to fulfill what Hyojeong is. So it means it's important for us to know, right? We need to study about Hyojeong. I'm sure you've received many lectures about Hyojeong, right? I've also received many thoughts too, many information about Hyojeong, and I'm still learning. I'm still researching, and I'm still praying. Yeah, in simple English, right? This Hyojeong itself is kind of loosely translated into this word, filial heart, right? Filial heart. This is what we understand, okay? But I understood that actually this word filial heart does not especially convey the true meaning of Hyojeong. So if that's the case, oh, what happened? Okay, I'm sure you cannot see that, but I'll read it from here. You can move a little bit up, maybe. What happened there? Maybe. Is it possible? Something went wrong there. Okay, basically, from True Mother's perspective, True Mother is making us understand that the practice of heart of filial piety, Hyoja, which we read when we read our pledge, right? We say, in the family, filial sons and what? Daughters. In Korean, in the Hyojeong Hyoja, right? We say like that when we are saying the pledge. Pledge number what? What pledge number? Pledge number 2, right? That's what we talk about this. So it means the practice of heart of filial piety, Hyoja, filial son or filial daughter, a child with a similar heart, same chimjeong, with parents in all aspects of daily life. So we can say that the practice of heart of filial piety in all aspects of our daily life should be what it is. Okay. Right. Then also, in the classic filial piety, as you know, those of us who studied about Confucius, right? Like I've always said, this Confucius is the basis of a lot of understanding here in our nation, here in Korea, right? On a very strong foundation of Confucianism, we were educated very strongly. You know, in the classical filial piety, Confucius says that filial piety is the root of virtue and the basic of philosophy. The root of what? Virtue. Virtue means, what is virtue to us? Character, right? Our life, our ways, our intuition, our connection, and every other thought that we need to have. It is the root of all virtue. It is also the basis of all philosophy. And then also, for Confucius, filial piety is an inward attitude as well, something that actually comes from within. It must start from within. to coming out. Are we getting some understanding? Are you here? You probably know this already, right? So, it also says that it is an awareness of repaying the burden borne by one's parents. The burden borne by our parents is also an awareness of that. That's what Hyojeong is all about. And another one says that it is to reciprocate the care one's parents have given. It is also practiced because of an obligation towards one's ancestors. So my parents have given me some care. I should also reciprocate. I should also give back what I've received, right? Something like that. This kind of heart. And there's also something again deeper that also said here by Confucius. Confucius also said here that the body, the hair, the skin, all have been received from the parents, and so one doesn't dare damage them. That is the beginning of filial piety, right? Look at that. It means that my body, my hair, my skin, oh, this beautiful looking skin, has been received from who? From my parents. I wish I could show you the picture of my father and my mom. Anyway, I got it from them. That's why I look the way I look. And so I must not damage them, right? I must take care of them. So it is not just my body. It is also the body of my who? My parents too. The body of my ancestors. Ah, my goodness. I should not damage it. Oh, I began to wonder, actually, haven't you seen a lot of things happening with the body these days? What about people who do those stuff like, what do you call them? Plastic surgeries, to make the face look more beautiful. I want to raise my nose a little bit to let it look like the guy in the US. I want to bring it down to make it look like the guy in Korea. I want to make it look different. Maybe I can look like one of those idols, those musicians in the K-pops, or one of those people that, admire so much. Oh my goodness. So I began to wonder, if I do that, how can my parents recognize me? How can my ancestors recognize me when I get to the spiritual world? What's going to happen, man? Am I going to look the same or somebody else? Oh my goodness. Because if it is not just my body, it's my body, I can do whatever I like with it. What is your problem? Don't tell me what to do about my body, right? But here, even Confucius is telling us that it is not your property, it belongs to your parents, it's been given to you from them, but you must not damage them. And then we're told that this is the beginning of filial piety, the starting point. Oh my goodness. So anyway, we are gradually coming and also establishing oneself, practicing the way, spreading the fame of one's name to posterity, so that one's parents become renowned. That is the end of Hyo. So the beginning of Hyo is that, first of all, recognizing that my body is my parents' body, right? It's like it's been borrowed to me. I've received it, I have to take care of it. When someone gives you something, right, you keep it so nicely. Please, I want to lend you my pen to use, right? You want to make sure you keep it, but you want to return it back to me, innit? Maybe is that the reason why we're taking care of our body? We're going to return it back to our parents? I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So which means that's the beginning point. Then the other one is that I also have to really make sure that I keep some status. I also establish myself, practicing the way, God's ideal, for example, or my parents' way, spreading the fame of my name, of their name, to posterity, making sure that their name is not damaged also. Their name is not stained by evil deeds, evil actions, by, actions that are not filial. So I want to make sure I keep that name. The name Alao, for example, right? Alao is protected as a name. Nothing should happen. Doesn't mean because I'm allowed to do anything I like. No. That is not what it means. I need to understand. We need to understand like this, right? So this is the end of it. To establish oneself, to achieve it, and then to give some good name to our parents for posterity, for the future. Thus, Hyo starts with serving one's parents and ends with what? Establishing oneself. Serving our parents first and then establishing ourselves. Oh, that also we cannot see. I wonder what happened to the. Okay, anyway, I can read from here. The greatest refined others says, do not just commemorate your ancestors, cultivate your virtue. Do not just celebrate or try to, you also have to take care of your virtues, take care of your lifestyle, your character, your behavior, the way of doing things. You have to check that out every day. Now, let's look again, the beginning, the basis of Hyojeong again here. See, Hyojeong begins with knowing the heart of one's parents. We come to that conclusion right now, right? Knowing the heart of one's parents, but then it should also be voluntary response to love of parents, filial love of parents. So knowing my parents' heart, knowing my parents' desire, knowing what my parents want, and naturally, freely, voluntarily moving towards them, responding to what my parents need, what they want. You know, that is, I must have a filial behavior, Hyojeong, towards my Pumoni, my parents, right? I must also have what? Filial love, Hyoshim, towards also them too, right? So filial behavior, filial love. And then the Hyo itself is trying to maintain the will of the parents, even after their parents have died, to continue to develop the will of the ancestors. It means that while our parents are here, we have been able to attend to them. When they are gone, also, we should also maintain what they have actually given to us, right? We should keep it. We should make sure that we continue with it. In fact, we make it better, right? Because our parents are hoping that we'll become better than them. If they give us something little, we make it bigger. When they give us something that doesn't look so well, we make it look even better, right? So we have to make it better. We shouldn't destroy it. So it means that even this Hyo itself starts while your parents are here, also continues even after your parents have gone. So we are looking there. But then there's something that we need to also look into here. How about expanding this Hyo to another level, right? We've talked now about the level of us with parents, right? Can we expand it to another level? Because True Father said to us that when he actually went into a very special mood of a spiritual insights and spiritual investigation, spiritual, research, what he found was this: parent-child relationship. So should it remain just right there, or can we actually expand it? Could it also be that it is the base of Heavenly Parent's heart? Hyojeong. Hyojeong can be the base of Heavenly Parent's heart, right? That is God. When I say Heavenly Parents, I mean God. So, the Hyo that expands to ancestors in heaven would mean something more deeper. Here we can see what True Father said. True Father said here that even though the ways of a filial child, a patriarch, a saint, and a divine son or daughter differ, they all belong to one sequence. One sequence. What makes their ways one sequence? In this world, the love of filial children for their parents lasts but for one generation. The love of a patriot is confined to one nation, right? Just to one nation. If I'm from Africa, maybe from Nigeria, confined only to Nigeria. But if you move, centered on true love, your path remains forever. So it means that we can expand Hyojeong now to true love, to Heavenly Parents, to make it more lasting, not just for one generation. So we now go after we have learned how to attend to our parents, our physical parents, we now also come to understand how to attend to our heavenly parents. We are moving it more higher now. It's becoming more powerful. That's why beyond just the Confucius thought, we are going beyond that, right? We're going beyond the Confucius thought. We don't just end where we're talking about, filial piety in terms of just that. We're going to where? Heavenly parents. Confucius didn't mention about that, but it did mention about heaven, actually, which in a way could very much be connected to that. But true Father Sam Myung Moon mentioned very clearly about what? Heavenly parents, about God. And says that if we do that, it will become much more higher. It will become eternal. It's not going to be for one generation only. It's not only going to be for one nation. It will be eternal. Young one, Then also, True Father made us also to understand something here. Father said it is also a vertical relationship. Father said the parental love, which is unchanging. Unchanging love does not originate from the horizontal conjugal relationship. It is not you cannot experience it from maybe just an husband and wife relationship or any kind of horizontal relationship. Parental love originates from a certain vertical flow. Who is the source of that vertical love? It is God. So parental love is vertical. It is not horizontal. We have to get that also very, very clear. It comes. It has to go. When we are doing it, we have to go that way. We don't go this way. We go vertical. This is one of the aspects that is kind of difficult to understand even in many religions today. As regards the fact about connecting to God. Because we do not know so much, we try to kind of find a different explanation for that. But here we're going to have it more clear. And also again, Tifala gave us another insight again here. Tifala said, what is a filial son? A filial son is the person who throughout his life sacrifices everything for his parents and does not assert his subjectivity. Then his parents' true love remains. Filial piety reserves and protects the realm of true love. Because of filial piety, we can build a bridge to the universe. What does this mean also? What does it mean that a filial child, after he gives or she gives everything, sacrifice a lot, does a lot of hard work? You know how it is, right? When you work so hard, what do you feel? Don't you feel good? When you accomplish something, maybe you got a degree or you got some mission accomplished in your mission, or you got something done that your parents asked you to do, don't you feel good about it? You expect your parents to praise you, right? To come and tell, oh, thank you, then to sing your praise, to sing with you and dance together and rejoice, right? That's what we expect, isn't it? Then we become very proud, we become very excited. We looked at our achievement, our hard work. Oh, I did this. Wow, I'm so great. Oh, look at what I did. I accomplished all of that. Is that not normal? Is that not natural? It's normal, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, I remember actually one time when my teacher told me that if you did so well, my first high school exam, if you did so well, you're going to take this certificate and keep it and even show it to your grandchildren. Even though your grandchildren is 1 year old, doesn't know anything, you want to show it to him or her. This kind of expression. You'll be so proud of what you have achieved. But here, True Father is telling us that we should look at it differently, much more deeper than that. A filial child is a person who throughout his life, though he has sacrificed so much, he's done everything, he's offered all, is all on the altar of sacrifice, but does not assert his subjectivity. What does that mean? I've been thinking about this too. What does that mean, not to assert one's subjectivity? What can we think about that? Oh, what do you say, sir? What? Not to be arrogant, right? What about some other thing? Let's think together. What about something else again? Not to be arrogant. That's a very good answer too. I mean, there's no wrong answer. Anything you say is probably right. Yeah, no arrogancy. Right. What does anyone think again? Not to assert one's subjectivity. What again is that?
It doesn't say, I did this.
Oh, I did it. I made it. It doesn't say that, right? before his parents, right? Doesn't show arrogance before his parents, huh? Okay, we're getting there. What again do you think again? No need to do what? To begin to like recount them. Like, I did this, I did that. You remember? I did this, I did that. Yesterday I washed the dishes. Yesterday I cleaned the bathroom. Yesterday I built this particular place. You remember what I did for you, Mom, Dad? I actually washed your clothes and I put them in order. And now you're telling me that I didn't do nothing. Okay, we get in there. What again do we think again? What can we think about this? Not asserting this, the subjectivity. What can we think again? We are thinking well, actually. This audience is thinking well. We're in order. I think we are all familiar. We're getting there. One of the things I've actually seen in the past in our mission, when we were, a long time ago, was that, many times, many leaders come together to give report to Father. They give report. After they give report, two fathers listening to them, all the reports. And afterwards, after the old reports, what does he do after getting the report? Do you know what he does? Who can remember? He gives new direction again. Okay, great, welcome. That's a good job. Now you're going to do more. There's more again to do. Like this. You have accomplished 1,000. Let's move the goal to 1 million. And sometimes he doesn't just say anything. Just say, okay, great. But what does a filial son does, or thinks, or feel? Probably he needs to do more, right? Or let's take it this way. What can a child give? How much can a child repay back his parents for coming to this world? How much can you give to your dad? Like, Dad, I'm going to give you $1 million. I'm rich now. I'll give you $1 million. And I think that is just enough for all the things you've done for me. Oh, I did not assert my subjectivity. I maintain my objectivity, right? I maintain my objective position. I did not start to wonder, but look, this is it now. You cannot get this done without me. I know if I'm not there, you can't do anything good. I'm always going to be there. If I'm not there, nothing can happen. I'm still thinking about it myself, everyone. Like I said, I'm still learning about this. I'm still trying to find out what is this. I actually made a comment when I was making a report about this. I didn't make my own comment about this content, which I offered. I'm waiting for a feedback. But actually, the most feedback I need to get is from who? From the parents. Because we need to understand this inside, really, really deeply inside. Now, let's look at something finally that we want to look at. For example, everybody, I want us to look at this very well. There was one time I was reading through two parents' speeches. And I've read through this speech many times, actually. But recently, when I looked at it again, it had a very different meaning to me. Now, look at it, everyone. You probably know this, too. Can we all read together? We can see, oh my goodness, we can see everything together. It's all gone. Okay, I'll try to read it. Okay. During this time, I had the realization the relationship between God and mankind is that of a father and his children. And God is deeply saddened to see their suffering. In this moment, all the secrets of the universe were resolved in my mind. Suddenly, it was as if someone had turned on a movie projector. Everything that had happened since the time humankind broke God's commandment played out clearly before my eyes. Hot tears flowed continuously from my eyes. I fell to my knees and bowed my head to the floor. For the longest time, I couldn't get up. Just as when my father had carried me home on his back as a child. I laid my body down in God's lap and let the tears flow. 9 years after my encounter with Jesus, my eyes had finally been opened to the true love of God. You've read this before, right? True father had just returned, True father actually, after he encountered Jesus when he was 16 years old, and he went on his mission. He went on to study further. He went on to Japan to study. When he arrived back from Japan, he again arrived in Korea, and he saw that Korea again is looking very, very, in a very bad condition. And true father, seeing that situation, immediately was able to connect to the heart of God. He saw the suffering of the people. He recognized that if the people of Korea are suffering like this as a result of this, the tyranny, the Japanese occupation and all of that, you, heavenly parents, must be suffering. You must be going through a much more suffering and pain than this. It means that, a filial child should be able to know the heart of God. Should be able to know what is God's sorrow, what is God's pain, what is the difficulty of God. If we do not know, if we cannot find out, we cannot be able to discover the heart of God, the pain of God, the suffering of God, it will be difficult for us to actually develop this filial piety. This is my realization, right? My understanding right now is this. If we do not get to know this very deeply, it will be very difficult to understand. If we look at the suffering that is going on in the world today, we look at the suffering that is happening in our family, we look at the suffering that's happening to our friends, to our neighbors, we need to understand that this is the situation of God. God is going through more suffering. And true father said, when he went through this, it was very devastating for him. It was so sad. He wept and wept and wept and cried out. He said, all tears were coming out of my eyes. So are we able to connect to this state of God, really, as a filial child? Have you ever in your prayer got to the point where you're able to connect to the heart of God in your prayers, able to feel God's heart, and start doing things without being told, and start moving towards the direction of heaven? Or are we able to not? Because if we look back to what we have just studied, what we have looked at a while ago, we talked about that it starts from inside. It begins from inside us, and it comes outside into practice. And we have to move voluntarily. We have to respond voluntarily. And what we need to understand is that when we say Hyojeong, do we feel that we are truly practicing Hyojeong? Because really, you cannot feel the heart of God. You cannot feel the love of God. Is feeling the love of God Hyojeong? Or is giving something out Hyojeong? Or is it receiving that is Hyojeong? We've just concluded now that there's a vertical connection between us and God, right? It's vertical. It is not the same as horizontal. Totally vertical. So if we are not able to exert that very vertical order in relationship with God, we cannot fill it out. I know recently we have all been thinking that it's about hard work, working hard. Yeah, it is about hard work, working hard. But it's beyond that. It's beyond just hard work and working hard. We need to really check very clearly and try to find out in our own heart what is it that we are really needed to apply our Hyojeong. For example, if you are called to do something and you are actually concerned about doing it well, and then you refuse to do it, is that Hyojeong? That's what? Because it could be that you are actually saying to yourself that, no, I can't do this, I'm not able to do it, I don't have the ability to do it, so I don't want to look at it. Or is it also good to say, well, I don't know how to deal with it, but let me try to do it? How about that? Can that also be considered Hyojeong? How about if you didn't do it well, you took a mission that you don't know how to do well and you didn't actually do it well? Have you fulfilled your responsibility of Hyojeong? Are we thinking now? Yeah, because you have just been told very clearly to get this done, and then you have to get it done, but you don't know how to get it, you don't know how to do it, but you kind of voluntarily, you volunteer to do it. But after you finish doing it, you realize that, wow, I didn't do a good job. What is this? What a nonsense is this, right? What have I done? I should have in the beginning refused and said no, so that it can be done by someone else who knows how to do it better. How about that? Is that not logical? Or is it better to say, okay, I want to try, but can I try to learn or study how to do it better? How about that also? Okay, I've gotten this mission, this responsibility. I may start to do some research, some study on how to do it better. I may begin to ask questions. I can start going to places, trying to reach out, trying to go beyond my limitations, and start to actually make a lot of effort to get abilities to get it done. How about that? Don't that look like something that we can also look into? We've had many cases actually in the world today. The people have done a lot of things, taking responsibility for their nation, but it's been a total mess. But we've also had people also, when they took the responsibility for their nation, they tried to find a way to do it better. And when they couldn't do it, they were humble enough to say, okay, I couldn't do it, I'm sorry about it. What do you think is better? What is the better way? Or they could gather people around them who could do it better, who could help them get it done better. And eventually they can come together. Or maybe I really want to just take the work and then do it well and then get all the glory and say, well, I did it. Because we just talked about not asserting one's what? Subjectivity. You know, it means that after we have done a great work and we come back, we should be able to give the glory to who? To heavenly parents and true parents. We have to say that heavenly parents, today I've accomplished this, but this is not my work. This is not I'm not the one who did this. This is you who did it. You used my body, you used my hand, you used my lips, you used my body to get it done. So it is you who did it, heavenly parents. Because without you coming to me, getting into my heart, I cannot get it done. There was no way I could do this, heavenly parents. You did it. Heavenly parents said to you, oh no, but you did it. McCarthy, I saw your effort. Why you say I did it? I didn't do anything. I was just there with you. Oh no, heavenly parents, you inspire me to get it done. And if you have said like that to heavenly parents, what would be the heart of heavenly parents towards you? What will heavenly parents feel because you have come to say that despite all what you have done, you are still zero? You do not know anything. In fact, you are just an empty vessel. So, this is me, heavenly parents. I haven't done, all the glory belongs to you. You accomplished, because without you, this cannot be done. In fact, the fact that you actually gave me the inspiration to get the mission done, it was your inspiration, it was your mission. So it means that maybe we can apply it this way. Every day, when we have to do something, we begin to see those things as God's mission. As God's mission, not just my mission. Maybe that will help us understand Hyojeong. In that case, when we are having trouble, difficulties accomplishing those missions, we don't begin to get self-centered, to begin to look at the failure as your failure, to begin to look at the success as your success. You are now looking at it very objectively. You're looking at all the details of what is happening there. And you are trying to be objective to find out how can we get this done. It's not all about me. It's all about who? Heavenly parents and true parents. So maybe from this point we can begin to look at it. We can begin to check what this Hyojeong is all about. We can start now to not claim how much we know. We now begin to think of how much every day of our life to be zero. Even if, no matter how much we have studied, no matter how much degree we have received, we can come every day before heavenly parents and say we're zero. That was why those days, when people come in our mission, when they just having the PhD, True Father sends them to where? To go fishing, to go to witnessing. The person is wondering, I just spent a long time studying and getting getting this done. I thought I was going to be useful in some mission. Maybe I'm going to get some business mission. I'm going to get some leadership mission somewhere. True Father asks them to go and do what? Witnessing. To go somewhere and go and do, maybe send them to one kind of rural area. That is to say that those paper degree, those knowledge, are not what God is interested in. God is interested in what? Your heart. How open are you? How are you ready to put those degrees and just trample on them like that and mash them on the floor and say, it's just a degree, just a paper? Because actually what you have in your head, in your mind, in your spirit, cannot be taken away by anyone. So that's what we want to develop now. We want to be able to find out what we got within us that is very valuable, that is going to be eternal. That is what we want to hold on to. While we give all the glory to heavenly parents and true parents, let them claim the victory. But actually the victory belongs to them. That's what we do every time we do what man say at the end. We give glory to heavenly parents. We come and say, heavenly parents, we've done this. True father and true mother taught us that. You saw true mother was doing that yesterday. Everything she did there, she offered it to heavenly parents. She went all the way to South Africa and then did that. Was it easy to be under the burning sun of Africa? Oh my goodness, you've not seen some burning sun of Africa. There is some burning sun. In that old age, in that health, going there, doing all of that. And you heard the content of our prayer again, even after having done that. I was very impressed yesterday when I saw the way Trumada was received in that stadium. I thought actually that it was the same sound when they said the trumpet will sound the last days and then the Messiah will come, and then that was like what it was yesterday. You remember this one lady that was chanting behind the limousine? Those are the kind of chanting they offer to gods, in Africa. They offer those kind of chanting to divine beings. Because, this person, this daughter of God, begotten daughter of God, has achieved so much. But yet, she's still very humble. Thank you. She's still very humble. She's still smiling, talking to those, looking at those beautiful brides and everyone, just enjoying the moment. So I'm thinking that maybe we need to take our Hyojeong to a different level now. To a different level. Because, for example, our true father before he left gave us a mission. What was that mission? Tribal Messiah. So we have to do the mission of Tribal Messiah from this point of view that we want to accomplish what our parents asked us to do. And we are very fortunate that our parents is here. One other quote that our true father told us is that, Hyojeong, filial heart, filial piety cannot be accomplished when your parents are not on earth. You cannot offer a heart of Hyojeong when your parents are not here. Who's going to give the recognition? No one, right? Yeah. A child who does not attend to his parents when they are alive, even if he does when they are dead, who will recognize him? Nobody. So now that True Mother is here, is a time for us to accomplish our mission. We have one more chance. When Father and Mother was here, we had double chance. But now, we still have a chance because Father is here, Mother is here, it's same as Mother and Father are here, right? So we have an extended period. I just imagine how very amazing, how very good God is. God is so good. He gave us a second chance. A longer chance, because you see, now when Father was here, it wasn't so clear to us. And Mother is making the words of Father clearer to us, right? So we have a second chance now. She is very down to earth, putting everything on the table and letting us accomplish those words the Father spoke to us now, not just to eat Hyojeong Solontan. No, it is for us to actually accomplish that thing from our heart, in our area, in our responsibility, in our relationship to each other. How can we live as true brothers and sisters in that spirit of Hyojeong? Because in the first place, like I said before, nobody determined when to come to this world. Nobody determined where to be born. Nobody determined the skin of their color skin. Nobody determined that. And why is it that some people are saying that their skin color is more, when I say valuable or more important than other skin color? It's not true. Do you know that this aspect of Hyojeong that we are not responding to is destroying our world? It's not making us to have progress in our mission. Because we look at people, we look down on everybody. We look down on people whom we think are not like us. They're not in our class. They don't have knowledge like we do. Right? But actually, we are forgetting to know that if that was how true father and true mother were, we would not be here. Because none of us actually could reach their class or their level. When it comes to class, we're not even up to that. Have you seen mother's way of life? Who is up to that class? None of us. What about true father's way of life? Nobody's up to that class. Even his ability, his own physical ability itself is second to none. But however, these people who have all these classical abilities, classical knowledge, did not. Not like that. They humbled themselves. They came to our level. They relate with us. They, even sometimes, I was recently watching a particular video some time ago when we, the African brothers and sisters, were singing for True Mother. We sang for almost 10 minutes. I checked the time. Mother was just there listening, looking, and nodding, and I was thinking, my mind was like, wow, but are we not taking too much of Mother's time? What are we doing? But she was just listening to us. That's a very high level of humility. She could have said, I have more to do. Let them finish the song right now. But she listened to everything we got to sing, everything we did. So, having said that, so we need to take this, our Hyojeong, to a different new level to enable us to quickly fulfill our mission. Because why we are doing the Tribal Messiah mission is to be able to humble ourselves, because there are a lot of people in our tribe. The tribe we're looking at, there's so many kinds of people there. People who are very arrogant, people who are going to really spit at us, people who are going to look down on us. And if you're going to look at that and begin to respond back to them, you lost your Tribal Messiah. You know what a Tribal Messiah? A Tribal Messiah is a person whom they will say everything to, and they will still say, okay, thank you. That's a Tribal Messiah. A person who endures everything, anything, who is very vulnerable. That is where our heart of Hyojeong must start from. I feel that was my reflection, believing that if we're able to do this, we'll get to the point where we can truly begin to examine this situation and really save this world. The world is going in the direction that we see today because humanity has not taken proper care of the world. And our True Parents mission is going through a lot of challenges and difficulty because in many ways also, those who are supposed to take the proper responsibility did not take the proper responsibility. They did not do what they were supposed to do. So I hope and I pray that truly we can study more about this Hyojeong. We can really get to know what it is to respond to our Father's heart. What is it to respond to True Parents' heart? What is it to respond to Heavenly Parents' heart? Thank you very much. Let's pray. Our loving Heavenly Parents, our true parents of heaven and earth and mankind. Good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We are grateful for our true parents. We're grateful for our true mother, who is still here with us. Even she's wanting to stay longer with us. She says she wants to stay more. The reason is that she wants to do more for you and for True Father. She made a pledge to True Father from the very day they met when she was 16 years old. She said, I will remain to accomplish to the end. I will fulfill the mission until conclusion. Those were his words, Heavenly Parents. She said like that, and I've been thinking about this, Heavenly Parents. What does True Mother say? True Mother said that when she was only 16 years old, very long time ago, that she will fulfill it until conclusion. And Heavenly Parents, you gave us another extended period. The time True Father was here, he was here until 92 years. And True Mother again is taking on for us. So we have an extended grace, a period of grace. Oh, Heavenly Parents, we really hope that the things we couldn't realize when True Father was here, we should realize it now that Mother is here. Because she's boundaryless. She loves everybody equally. She loves all of us with equal love. There's no love, not even to our own direct children. She loves everyone equally. We sometimes cannot even see the difference between our own direct children, grandchildren, or any other. We are all the same before our eyes. Heavenly Parents, we're grateful for the heart of our true mother. I want to pray, Heavenly Parents, that in every way, no matter what we are going through, no matter what situation we are really encountering every day, our burden is so heavy sometimes, but we must understand that you have more heavier burden than we do. Our true Father and our true mother have more heavier burden than we do. If a true Father right now in the spiritual world is working very hard every day, moving everywhere, because he feels that he doesn't want this world to continue to suffer. He believes that this very world should establish God's kingdom so that in spiritual world it can be done also. And mother is doing everything to make this done, despite our challenging physical health. Heavenly Parent, we pray for her. We pray she can be back safely. We pray that the events that happen in South Africa can truly bring great hope and great blessing to the world. Just like you said in True Mother's prayer, this will be a blessing to the whole world. We're grateful, Heavenly Parents. We thank you. So we hope, Heavenly Parents, that True Mother can be comforted. True Mother can really be able to receive some joy, can receive some satisfaction, that she can offer it back to you, and you can feel comforted too, and then you can heal this world. You can heal all the problems we are seeing in the world today, all the suffering, all the difficulties, or even the things that we call natural disasters. Those things are not really sometimes natural disasters. They are man-made disasters because of our insensitivity, because of our irresponsibility, Heavenly Parents. We hope that you can be comforted. Every day, people are dying. People are dying not even knowing you, not knowing true parents, and it is really giving you a lot of concern. Because when they get to the spiritual world, it is more problems there. Loving parents, we hope that you can explain to us more deeper the meaning of Hyojeong. True Father has tried to pour out his heart to us about his own realization. We hope that we can learn from this. We can pray very hard. You can reveal to us this heart of Hyojeong, and we can be able to really respond with all honesty, with all sincerity to you. Thank you, Heavenly Parents. We want to offer everything devotion today that your children have done today, this morning. They offered prayer. They also offered songs. Heavenly Parents, these children, they're really your beloved children. Please guide them and really love them. Even also the project of our sister Hyojeong, that she can be able to succeed in really reaching out, Heavenly Parents, to this Hyojeong University and the Yonsei University, so that they can be able to redeem back, the value and the personality of those amazing, wonderful grandmothers and grandfathers who are here with us, they're working so hard, Heavenly Parents, so that we can, at one point, begin to let people know that all the evil things they have done will not be gone without people coming back to really seek for redress. So we are hoping that this will be an heavenly redress. We're not asking for any kind of judgment. We're just asking for a redress so that value can be redeemed to where value is. And then we can be able to set the record straight for posterity. Thank you, Heavenly Parents, for that too. And we are grateful. I hope that the word we have had today, you can, Heavenly Parents, explain more deeper into the heart of your children. They can understand your heart, the real understanding that we need to have to be able to fulfill our responsibilities. Thank you, Heavenly Parents. I'm grateful. I offer this to you. None of our names here, name of my family, Olale, Alao, Takako, Yohana, Blessed Central Family, Aju.
Aju. Please give a round of applause.